Remember when there was a whole bunch of musicians like Stevie Nicks, and they would roll out one of the new musicians? I realized, that was just part of the plan, to roll. These people do not have their own coattails to roll on. Here is Jagger, 80 years old, with a 27-year-old, I guess, Dua Lipa. She's not a race car driver, but she's wearing, race car driver clothing. I have a theory here that, and then Dua Lipa, like lipids is where you get all your estrogen hormones. So she's probably, anyways, what's this obsession with old men? These young, pretty people, like, you're so good looking, can't you make it on your own? How about these people? She's like, 30 years younger. Well, what they really like is the generation of the 80s. They really like it, but they can't admit it, so they want to kind of make fun of, like, latch on to a guy from the 80s. Here's Bourdain and Asia Argento, who destroyed his life because, there's the old saying, there's no fool like an old fool. How much we all loved Bourdain, but then he became real stupid because he was getting self-conscious and worried about what that Ruhlman was saying, like, don't clean up your act, you're boring now, blah, 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 with the wife and the kid, to get some excitement, because he was kind of obsessed with Dario Argento, like dark movies, so he thought that she was so honest and strong, but man, now I understand. I just saw the documentary about him called Roadrunner, and now I get, I never thought that he had a motive to kill himself, but now I do. Now I get it, because that was angering, because she just he was stupid. It wasn't because of what she did, it's because of what he became around her that was so annoying. So here's Liz giving Ed a massage. And then what's the final one again? Yeah, that woman who, with Mick Jagger, that's the front page of Yahoo Today. So I'm just thinking, what is the thing in common here with all of these? Like, it used to be obsession with youth. Now it's like there's an obsession going the other way as well, because these people, what she likes about this guy is deep down they know that if they can get this guy, that means that this guy has already experienced the most beautiful times of the 70s and 80s. And if, you know what I mean, they're riding in on that, because there's nothing to ride in on today, absolutely nothing, and they know that. And by the same token, youth is the only thing these people got going for them, because in the Bourdain situation, for instance, you could see him in Nashville, and he looked, look at how horrible he looks. He was quite a good-looking guy before, when he was cool. But what happened, I can't stand her, so I'm going to go like this. In Bourdain episode, Nashville, there's all these really super hipster young people, and they have shit music coming out, right? And you could tell that he was trying real hard to smile. And so what happens is he's lost. He's completely lost. He had to ask Iggy Pop what the hell's going on. And Iggy Pop, he said, what makes you happy? And Iggy Pop said, it sounds real corny, but just to be loved and to appreciate those that are doing it. That's very profound, and Bourdain couldn't do it. He couldn't appreciate those who loved him. It's like narcissists. They think you're an idiot if you like them. They know that you're an idiot. But what's going on with this aging thing, the obsession with the youth? So, okay, so that Asia to Bourdain, who was, 20-something years younger, represented a link between him and the real cool new things that he was seeing. He couldn't really know how to just say this sucks, because it does suck. Everything new sucks. The music, he's right, the music does suck. But instead of do that, he preferred to just find a younger person who made him feel cool, who was so out there. Her father was such a fucking freak, like maybe a horror movie director, like so out there that she could do all the cooling for him and be cool, and she was the link. I'm not sure, But it was bad enough that you get wrapped up in that kind of stuff and you don't want to live anymore. Okay? Like, so there is an obsession of youth riding in on the coattails. Like, no one in their right mind would sit there and sexually or have a flirtation with a man 50 years older, but these people are trying to make it look cool with, you know, showing her crotch and stuff like that with an 80-year-old man. That's just gross. But the point is that he's not representing an 80-year-old man. He's representing a time when music was good. And so if she's legit to him, then she's legit to us. You see? She's trying to use him for legitimacy. Now, have we ever had a time when this was necessary? Probably not, except for maybe back thousands of years ago when they were sacrificing humans at the pillars and the altars, where they would have to use something else for legitimacy. Very un-American. Very un-American completely. We have gone from the American style culture to some sort of a ancient, like, one guy on Art Bell's show said that they were going to try to bring in the ancient Rome, but they said instead we'll bring in Atlantis. This was on the Art Bell. It was recently reposted about the Men in Black, and he claimed to be something like that. Like, he said that they're all coming apart at the seams right now. But anyways, we are in Atlantis, and we need the fall because it's as bad as this. It's as bad as this. Incomprehensible, and makes your stomach want to hurt.